Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and I am now a member of the Tessie Watching Club, I guess. Okay, well, I like this little effect that they do with the leaves falling. Looks like it's actually really windy where you are, and this is the only time they do this, too. It's just really neat. And Mr. Bubble Monkey over here wants some gum, so we will give him gum, and he will go into the lake and die. Or rather, have the Loch Ness Monster come out from the sea. We succeeded where the Tessie Watching Club failed in seeing the Loch Ness Monster. You just had to get a Bubble Monkey and give him some gum, and then, oh, look at that, sudden Loch Ness Monster. Okay, well, and then here he comes, and then I jump on his back for whatever reason. Apparently he's a nice Loch Ness Monster like the one in Hazy Maze Cave, but they don't look alike. Maybe they're just, like, of the same species, but not, like, the same exact creature. Maybe there are multiple Loch Ness Monsters, and they all look different. Whatever the answer may be, we are now riding it over closer to where we need to get to, but we still have quite a ways to travel. So it's still going to take a little bit before we can actually get to our final destination, which are our friends that we don't even know yet, but we need to save them nonetheless, being Ness and Paula. I also like how the Bubble Monkey is riding on top of the Loch Ness Monster's head, and he just doesn't care, and the Loch Ness Monster just has the most blank freaking look on his face. He just looks kind of really derpy, and then he goes off. Such a majestic sprite that doesn't even have a single frame of animation. Okay, so now that that's done, we can continue our travels. Again, the Bubble Monkey kind of looks around every 5 steps, but otherwise you'll be fine. Apparently I got a green strike on this gruff goat. I don't really see how that worked, but I'll go with it. He just does a lot of damage, but nothing more. He's a pretty easy enemy. Like, if you were to have Ness and Paula take this guy on, they'd beat him in 1 hit. So he's just a different, stronger enemy for Jeff here. And you get levels off of him. Very nice. Okay, and we have another pencil-shaped iron statue blocking our path. However, we do not have the pencil eraser with Jeff. Either Ness or Paula has that at the moment. And we are at his modest dungeon, which means his special attack is raised and his attack is decreased. I mean, it's a dungeon, and it's a very easy dungeon. Worthless protoplasm, I don't know if it's supposed to be like part of their evasion or whatever, but I seem to miss them a lot. But other than that, they really don't last that long. They don't do any damage. And, well, they can call in more of them, which would be annoying at best. But really, just an extremely easy enemy. Nothing to worry about in the slightest. But we still get a level off of them, so very nice. Although we are going to want to grind eventually, because Jeff is currently level 4. Nessa and Paula are somewhere between 15 and 20, maybe even 25, I forget. But hey, bread roll, that's even better than all the cookies. Let's eat a cookie and bread roll. In fact, let's eat 2 cookies. Ah, poor Tony. Didn't get a single cookie on his birthday, and yet I got all of them. Take that, Tony. Yeah, excuse me. And we have a duck. Oh god, a duck. Lord, a duck. Mad duck, nonetheless. Okay, so we can spin around, which I think will make you lose some of your PP. And I think he has another attack, which will stop you from allowing you to use your PSI. Yeah, make you unable to concentrate. So you can't use any PSI, and then he has a regular attack. But those 2 things with the PP and the PSI are kind of extremely useless against Jeff, considering he doesn't use any PSI ever. He's just a straight-up physical attacker, if anything. So I think, really, as strange as this sounds, he's probably the closest thing that you're going to get to a full-on warrior in this game, even though he really doesn't look the part. But he doesn't get any magical spells whatsoever, unlike Ness, who I'd call more of a paladin, and Paula, who I'd call a black mage. So, yeah, just kind of a thing there, in Final Fantasy terms at least, how I'd compare the characters, because I feel like more people know Final Fantasy than they know this game. I mean, I knew Final Fantasy for a long time before I knew about this game. Falling Materials, and that theme song, I wonder what that could be. It's Photo Man! Oh god, photo man, take a picture of me and my monkey. And Jeff doesn't have a pose either, he just kind of looks blankly in the camera. It doesn't look like he has any eyes, he just wears glasses. So, kinda weird, but whatever. Another mad duck, oh god, it's mad duck disease. Okay, and then it is a really simple maze here, and a couple treasures which are very nice, and a croissant that heals more HP than a cookie does, so we're going to eat a cookie, and eat another cookie, I guess, again, and now we're going to take the croissant. So, very nice, that heals like 30 to 50, I think, more than the bread roll, I believe, but not much more. Okay, this enemy right here is a rowdy mouse that we saw on the way to Giant Step when we were playing as Ness only. And we got the stun gun, it is an upgraded weapon, so that's very good for him. And still no other equipment, I guess. We'll get something for him later on. Now we can go on through, and hey, we're at the end of the cave. Really, that's it. Just that maze. You can go ahead and call home, well, Maxwell Labs, and you can use that to save. Since you kind of can't call Ness's dad as Jeff, that'd be kind of weird. But, whatever. And this guy looks super weird. His head, like, constantly goes in an angle to the rest of his body. Like, his body weight is completely sideways, but then his head is, like, tilted at an angle compared to that. Like, he's looking halfway to the left or something. I don't know. Well, you can get a free rest off of him and heal any HP that you might have lost in his cave. That is actually his dungeon. And he's aspiring to become the world's first combination of dungeon and man. So, pretty interesting goal, I must say. Okay, I'm pretty sure that those are black antoids that we also fought at Giant Step, and more rowdy mouses. And presents, hamburger. That is a very good healing item. Get rid of some crappy one. Like a boiled egg, I don't know how much that one even heals. And a mushroom, oh god, mushrooms. I've had my fill of mushrooms after the, the rambling mushrooms. Okay, oh god, speaking of rambling mushrooms. Luckily I kill them quickly and they don't spread spores. Okay, we're getting low on health though, surprisingly. Although these guys are attacking in large groups, so I guess that kind of explains it. Let's not head up there, I guess. There's just this random little diamond. It looks so neat, and you never really see it ever, but whatever. Okay, so rope that we can't reach. Oh god. Game over, guys. Let's head home. Or you could give the bubble monkey some gum. He'll get up there and lower the rope for you. Also, earlier it said we got an item called the bottle rocket. The bottle rockets and big bottle rockets are stuff that only Jeff can use, and they do a ton of damage, but they're consumable, so you can only use them once. So I would suggest you use them only on bosses and stuff, and also you might have seen that gigantic sparkle there that usually means an area boss, but you can only fight him if you have Ness in your party, and we currently can't do that. So we just have to wait and leave him be for now, but keep him in mind, we'll go fight him eventually. Okay, and Mr. Bubble Monkey left us to chase some girl. And cavemen. Oh boy. These guys are incredibly tough. They hit like trucks, but they have a really low accuracy. But you just want to be really careful and heal whenever you're about to die, and just hope that they're going to miss a lot. At least for now. Eventually it'll get to the point where you'll battle them rather easily. But for now, you just want to stay put and heal as necessary. So, especially the first couple battles will be difficult, but it'll get easier and easier as you level up. And I really would suggest grinding on these guys for a while in order to get higher levels, and like 15 or so. I think I went up to 15, maybe a little higher, just to kind of get him caught up to the other two, because the enemies there would destroy Jeff at the moment. He's only like level 5 right now. So these guys, really tough, but they give a lot of experience, so very nice. I wouldn't really use the bottle rockets on them though, and now I'm just kind of hoping that he's going to miss constantly, and he did, and I survived with only 2 HP. And you also have access to an instant healing thing that will fully heal you, so he gained 2 levels from that, but we have access to an rest spot where we can heal everything, So basically what you want to do is fight a cave boy, go back to heal, fight a cave boy, go back to heal. And they also have a 100% drop rate on picnic lunches, which you can give to Yogi Bear and Babu. I mean, you can give to Jeff, and it will pretty much heal his HP up to full forever. But not, well, not forever, but he'll never really have enough HP, especially right now, in order to for it to not heal full. So I'm pretty sure that I have now grinded and paid no attention to the old man here, who I've been using his machine to rest up this entire time. But I should be up to around level 15 or so by now. See, look at all those picnic lunches. They also are really good at the moment for healing, so I suggest you stock up on those as you have an easier and easier time killing the cave boys and you don't need to use the picnic lunch in the middle of the battle. But let's finally talk to this guy who I've been using his house forever. And it turns out he's my father. I haven't paid attention to him ever since I started grinding, and no, it turns out he's my father. I feel like such a jerk now. Yes, I did see Stonehenge. And he doesn't have any donuts. I am not a fan right now. That's why I didn't pay attention to you, old man. Okay, an invention called the Skyrunner. He makes inventions just like Jeff. It runs in the family. Okay, so he knows about Paula too. We have to go find her with the Skyrunner. Let's get together again in 10 years or so. I feel as though he really doesn't want me to be in his life. Like I was just some accident. He's just trying to get rid of me. Also, I like how his chalkboard has E=mc² on it, and that's it. Nothing else. Okay, I didn't know that I had to press a button to make this thing fly. I was just kind of waiting. But you actually do need to press a button on the controller in order to make it start flying. So there you go. Kind of funny. Now we're flying. There we go. And we're going to do a little cutscene type of thing. Which really, it's kind of boring, but kind of neat. Kind of boring because this is really all it is for the most part. A couple times it will dip down and show you some future areas that you will be going to. Like, here's a gigantic city that goes at an angle, even though it's not supposed to. That's pretty neat. That's actually our next town. But it's boring because it doesn't really show a whole lot of anything, but it's kind of neat because it shows you some future areas, like foreshadowing or whatever. And now what are we going to see? We are going to see a desert. And it is especially boring to me because I already know these areas, but if this is your first time playing it and you don't know these areas, you might be kind of interested to see these things and see what you're going to be up against next. Now, hopefully our next destination will be 3'd, because I really can't talk anymore about this cutscene at all. Maybe while we're up there in the sky like that, we might accidentally find Coin Heaven. Oh yeah, here we are, back at 3'd. You could easily recognize it because of its dank purple floor and everything. And we're getting a reaction. Apparently, the Skyrunner is built to react to Paula's DNA or something. Well, we're going to eventually find her. She's somewhere around here in the graveyard. Well, they are buried alive, so graveyard would be the first place I'd look. Around here? No. Maybe they're hiding in that lamp post, of course. Good job, Jeff. They're in the circus tent. No, not quite. Around here somewhere, I'm sure. Maybe. Come on, just pull out your sword and point it in a direction and use the dowsing ability, Jeff. Jeez. Because Jeff uses swords, actually he uses guns. Which is probably the most high-tech thing around. And oh, hey, you found them. Good job. And now you can be buried alive or possibly even dead after that explosion along with them. Oh, he's alive, okay. Well, good job, Jeff, you found them. Now you're stuck in here as well. Well, that really is the end of the game, except not really. So I'll see you all next time where we will go through the end of the game, except not really. Yeah. Yeah, you have the way out, I'm assuming, hopefully. You better. We rescued Jeff, or rather he rescued us, except not really. He's just kind of stuck in here with us. Well, you head up to the door is locked, and you go ahead and use Jeff's bad key machine to open it up. We will get out of here next time. See you then. Or we're getting out of here now, because it's a very short path. Now we'll do stuff next time.